Welcome back to Snacks and Facts, snack size history, and this thing that I'm gonna eat. I'm Caitlin Hill. Press the red button, ring the bell, give me a thumbs. Wow, this is super sexual. Do they make kids say this shit? Today's snack is a Chip Butty. Chip cobs, whatever. It's chips on bread with butter and then whatever the hell you like. Beans, sauce, cheese, ice cream, whatever. Some say it originated in Liverpool just like the Beatles. Many actually consider it to be the fifth Beatle. So there is Paul, John, George, Renge and Butty. And they all taste equally good. I like it. This isn't that weird for me because my mum used to make me these all the time when I was a kid, so I love Chip Butties. I didn't know they were called Chip Butties, I just thought they were just chips on a sandwich. The Chip Butty was discovered earlier this year by Americans on Twitter, and the British were super pleased with themselves for making Americans admit they were wrong about some British foods. And to right or wrong, here is the sandwich from last week, the very tasty Branston pickle and cheese sandwich, cut properly, like how a proper Brit does it. It has more cheese on it this time, and it tastes so good. Tastes very good. Tastes much better than how I made it last time. Whatever those pickled vegetables are, I like them. I actually had nightmares about offending people with my review of the sandwich and how I described it. Actual nightmares every night. That's probably why it's better to stick to facts instead of opinions that don't serve anyone. There's a lesson for you/me. Today in history, the 12th of December has never been a lucky day for England. In 1866, a mine exploded in Yorkshire, killing 361 miners and rescuers made up of men and boys.
Yorkshire! Oh.
And in 1940, during a German bomber attack that became known as the Sheffield Blitz, a hotel received a direct hit when the Luftwaffe mistook the city centre for its steelworks buildings and totally destroyed the building, killing at least 70 people. By the end of the Sheffield Blitz, after the 15th of December, over 660 people had been killed and 40,000 people had been made homeless. So that's super depressing. So let's talk about roses! Because whenever I was feeling down while wandering around alone in London, a rose would always cheer me up. I spent a couple of days inside Queen Mary's garden, which houses over 12,000 roses, more than any other garden in London. It sits within the Regent's Park, named after the Prince Regent, which was opened to the public in 1835 and completely opened to the public about 100 years later. It is a place where the two Dalmatian dogs, Pongo and Perdita, met and fell in love in 101 Dalmatians. Dogs are the best. One very famous rose in pop culture is the rose from V for Vendetta. The Scarlett Carson rose in the film V for Vendetta was originally called the Violet Carson rose, its actual name, in the graphic novel, which was created by the hybridist Samuel McGreedy IV, who combined two kinds of roses together and named it after the actress from Coronation Street, who played Ina Sharples, a character she played for 20 years. Did any of you guys watch that? I was mostly an EastEnders kid. EastEnders. What? A rose bush that was planted next to the Hildesheim Cathedral in Germany in the early 9th century AD is still growing. It is known as the 1,000-year rose, and during the Second World War, Allied bombs reduced it and the cathedral to rubble, but new branches grew from the root. Isn't that cool?
So why aren't you eating a rose?
Well, listen, it's true that roses are jam-packed with vitamin C and can be eaten and turned into syrup, jams, teas, and cakes, but they are also expensive. I can't afford to buy a rose for like $30 just to munch on it, man.
Okay.
And finally, in 1998, International Flavors and Fragrances worked with NASA to have a small rose called Overnight Sensation taken by the Discovery Space Shuttle into space. They wanted to see the effects on flavor and scent in space, as the low gravity conditions would alter the flower's ability of how it makes its essential oils. The rose did make fewer oils, but also made a different kind of scent to the one it made on Earth. Space scent! What would that smell like? Any ideas? They said it smelled more floral in space, and when on Earth it smelled more fresh. What? The last thing I'll say about roses is this. Where you come from, said the little prince, people grow 5,000 roses in one garden and they still do not find what they are looking for. So how was your day? Let me know in the comments. Thank you to those who shared their day with me last week. You were all quite poetic and very good at setting the scene of your day. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you had a good week. Remember to stop and smell the roses. Any flower really, even a leaf. Smell a leaf. I'll see you next week. Bloop.